So one of the things that I think is fascinating about you is I'm a big pro wrestling fan. You grew up as a big pro wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Was there any chance when you were growing up that it might have been pro wrestling instead of MMA?
Oh, it was always supposed to be pro wrestling. You know, I used to be a really big pro wrestling fan. I'm from Memphis, and my oldest brother was a big pro wrestling fan. So it was like I grew up watching him watch it, and we used to always go to like the Monday night.
Like Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, no, it wasn't called Monday Night Raw there.
Before then.
Yeah, it was something else. It was called Monday. It was Monday night fights, and they used to have it free on Sundays, where they give you free tickets. You go to the studio. I've been there a couple times.
Is this like what Jerry the King Lawler was doing, like Memphis Championship Wrestling?
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett was there and stuff, and the Master of Pain.
So who were your guys growing up?
Do you know who the Master of Pain is?
I don't think I do.
He's very famous right now.
Master of Pain.
They call him the Undertaker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I only knew him as Mean Mark Calloway.
No, I knew him. He was Master of Pain. He was my favorite. He was my favorite wrestler. Him and the Moondogs. I used to love the Moondogs.
Wow.
Yeah, and Jeff Jarrett. When he was really young. He was coming up.
See, I always said people would be. This guy was like taking a photo. He's like, "Oh my God, it's Rampage! See, look how pumped people are. Of course they are. Yeah, it's Rampage Jackson.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
So what happened then along that journey? Like, why wasn't it pro wrestling?
I don't. Well, this is something. It's kind of like a long story. Okay, I bumped into my favorite pro wrestler.
Who's that? Uh-oh.
Master of Pain.
Okay.
Undertaker.
Yeah.
And this is when I started wrestling. I started wrestling because I thought it was pro wrestling, and I went to state. So I'm in Chattanooga, and I'm in a hotel, and I see the Undertaker, and I asked him for a picture. I mean, for an autograph. He said no. Then I saw him sign a little white kid's autograph. I was like, oh. But then years later, I think about I was 17 years old.
He didn't see you as a kid.
And he didn't see me as a kid. I was still a kid. But he probably at 17 years old, I thought I was, I thought I was a kid. But
and you probably had this voice too.
I was big.
Hey, can I get an autograph? Like
I wrestled 171.
Oh yeah, that's
you know,
a big 17-year-old.
And I was all muscle and stuff like that. So he probably thought I was a grown man. So years later, like I regret telling my manager that story because the Undertaker wanted to take a picture with me. I was like, he wanted to meet me. I was like, no, I don't want to meet Undertaker. I already met him. And then my friend went back and said, oh, Rampage said he already met you. And then Undertaker like, no, I ain't never met him. And then I told my friend the story, and he said, oh, don't say that because one of my friends at the time, he was there helping out with the pro wrestling. And he do like websites, and he was doing websites for porn girls and stuff. He kind of intermingled the two, so they didn't want him around really messing up. So he said, hey, listen, I'm already on hot water. Don't tell nobody the story. I was like, okay, that's cool. I won't say nothing. But my manager at the time told the story. And then it got back to Undertaker, and he was like, "What? He didn't remember it." I'm like,
sure.
Yeah, but then I told him everything, and I asked him the same questions I asked him when I was a kid, you know. And I felt bad, but when I got a little older, I thought about, you know what? He probably didn't know I was a kid. So I want to apologize to Undertaker now for making him feel some type of way. He probably thought. Because I know now when me now, I never tell kids no if I don't have to. Like if it's like a kid, like if somebody pushes me along with a lot of people and I always try to get to the kids, but you can't get to everybody 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But I'd never tell a kid no because of that.
Wow.
Because that changed me not wanting to be a pro wrestler no more, right? But then it's been times where I told like grown men no, but then I got the kid, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe one of those grown men was 17 or something, and I thought it was a grown man. I thought he was older, so I understand now.
So we can blame The Undertaker for you not being a pro wrestler and also thank The Undertaker for you being an MMA legend. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because I'm such a big believer that moments in our life happen for a reason. So if this thing doesn't happen, then that thing doesn't happen. So think about it. If your paths hadn't crossed, if whatever, you didn't have the chance to ask him for an autograph and that didn't happen, maybe you would have tried to be a pro wrestler and perhaps it wouldn't have worked out.
You might be right because pro wrestling, that's tough. That's hard.